frittatas from the Quennevais school. I am looking forward to teaching you in our new kitchens, and I can't believe that when I met some of you on open evening, this was how we were going to have our first lesson together. But that's the way it is. So hopefully, when you're at home making these frittatas, you'll be thinking about how it's going to be in the new school, and how I'm so looking forward to seeing all your creations from your home learning. This short loom will go through all the different things we need to know before we make frittatas, and then also help you with step-by-step photographs as well. So this is the presentation. We're just going to click on the next slide here for the Jersey Produce Challenge Mini Frittatas. So what are a frittata? What is a frittata, rather? A frittata is very much like an omelette, or a Spanish omelette, and the main difference is that it's actually baked mainly in the oven. So sometimes you start them off in the pan, and then that will be transferred to the oven. So that's the main difference. Also, they're from Italy, and frittata is the word for frying in Italy. So they're great for packed lunches, and they're great for little snacks, or sometimes to have for some salad. You can have them at picnics. You can make a big giant one and cut them into slices and eat them in that way. And they're also freezable, so you can freeze them for another day. A little bit of information there on frittatas as well. There's a little web link there if you wanted to look at some different recipes on the Good Food website. There are some interesting little recipes there of different variations. So I'm going to go through how I made my frittatas. So I've got all my kitchen equipment. You can see this is my grater from home, because I'm home learning as well. And I thought having a photograph of everything would be easier for you to get all your equipment together. There is a frying pan in there because I chose some of my fillings to actually caramelize them before I put them in there. But that's an extra requirement if you want to go an extra step. If you're a whiz in the kitchen and you really would like to have a go at that, that's why you can use that then. And we've got cupcake cases, and that's my grater, my IKEA special grater, which I'd have in school. I have lots of them, but we'll just have to wait and see what the school budget's like before we start going crazy on that. So that's the equipment that we've got. The next slide shows you the possible ingredients, and the main ingredients of frittata is obviously eggs and cheese and a little bit of milk, and then some herbs, and then any other filling that you like. Okay, so I've got an example there. I've got a pepper and a red onion. That's what frittatas I'm going to be making today. I've also got some mushrooms there you could use, and there's a little picture of sage there that I grow on my balcony at home. So anything really that you'd like to put in it, it's up to you. So once you've got the main ingredients out, you need to prepare them. This is called mise en place, French mise en place, and it means everything in place. So if you get everything in the right place, a good chef knows then when he starts to cook, he won't have to be running around looking for his balloon whisk or looking for his sage or his herbs or his salt and pepper. It will all be there. So being organised and getting everything ready first is an important part. So if you look at the photographs there, it shows you've got some eggs that are whisked up, and some onions that are chopped up or sliced up, and some herbs that are finely chopped, some cheese that's grated. So lots of different skills in such a tiny little dish. Okay. The next slide I'm going to show you shows you what you can do with those ingredients. Okay, so once you've chopped them down in slices and dices of my red pepper there, and then tiny little pieces of my herbs, the next thing to do is this first stage of cooking. So as I said, my filling, I was going to use some red onion and some peppers. Now you can put them in raw, but I've just caramelized them up in a tiny bit of Jersey butter, just to add extra sweetness to that dish. Okay, and there you can see my eggs all whisked up. It's got a little bit of milk in, the 4 teaspoons of milk, and then some fresh herbs. If you haven't got fresh herbs, that's fine. You can use dried herbs as well, and a little bit of salt and pepper. So that's the next stage. Also, when you're in the kitchen, you won't usually see all this hair of mine, because obviously I will have it all tied up out of the way, because I don't want to get hairy frittatas doing it. But as I'm just talking you through this, you'll have to excuse me today. Now, next picture is of how you would fill your frittatas and how you would put them together. So your frittatas go in little cupcake cases or in a well-greased tin. You need to make sure the cupcake cases are greased as well. And then you can put a teaspoonful of cheese in, and then the rest of your filling. So that might be ham and sweet corn. It could be pineapple and ham. It can be anything you like that you would like to put in your frittata. You can make your own little design up. I chose the red onions and a red pepper. So you put those in as well. And as you can see from the picture, then you carefully, using a jug, tip in your egg mixture, which has got your herbs and your milk in, and your salt and pepper if to taste. And then you're going to put them in the oven. Now, if you see the cupcake cases aren't quite filled to the top, they will actually rise a little bit when you put them in the oven. But also, when you're carrying the tray, you don't want to spill any of the mixture and it run underneath the cases or onto the tray, because that will make it really hard to clear up as well afterwards. And we want to keep everything as easy as possible. So be careful when you're filling them. And then you're going to put them in the oven. If you preheat your oven to 180 degrees, that'll be better as well. But if not, just wait for the oven to warm up 5 minutes before you pop them in. Okay, so it's 25 minutes it takes to cook. And what you're looking for is that golden brown top there. And you can see the ingredients popping through. So you can see some of the red onions, you can see some of the chives there, and you can also see some of the pepper, red pepper at the top there. But you can also see a golden brown top. So once you see that, you know they're cooked. Okay, and then they can come out of their cases. They can be a little snack, or you can have a few of them with some salad in the middle, or you could have them for a picnic, or again, you can freeze them. And you can see that one on the bottom there that I've put a little cross of chive on the top for a decoration, for a garnish. But they look lovely on lettuce leaves and served with salad, and you can eat them hot and cold. They're very easy to make, but they cover lots of skills that I can't wait to see you using in the kitchen. I'm also looking forward to seeing your results, and let me know what kind of new frittata recipe that you made up. Thank you very much for listening, and I can't wait to see your results. Thank you.